Hey everyone, this is Jen from Crystal Guidance, and I am bringing you a crystal comparison video of Angelite versus Celestite. Now, there's a lot of confusion about these, and there is some misinformation that goes around, and I'm going to correct that for you guys here and now. Now, the misinformation actually comes from the Crystal Bible, which, as you can see, mine is so loved. I love Judy Hall, and I love her information. She is my favorite go-to crystal guru of everything. But in the Crystal Bible 1, there is misinformation. She says Angelite is formed from Celestite that has been compressed over millions of years, and it shares many properties with that stone. Well, yes, it does share many of the same properties. They are both very angelic stones. As you see, their colors are sort of similar, but that's where it ends. They are not the same crystal, period, end of story. And I'm going to go into why that is. So, I love having the crystals side by side because I really believe that seeing them makes the difference. So you can really get in there and see the coloring variations and the differences in how they grow. So, first off, Angelite. Angelite, believe it or not, is the trade name for the blue-gray fine-grained variety of Anhydrite. This is the only one I've got, but hey, it'll show you. So, Angelite is actually a variety of Anhydrite. Anhydrite is a calcium sulfate. So is Angelite. The chemical structure is almost identical to gypsum, known as selenite. So this is a gypsum. Let me grab the other one there. So they're very similar. The difference being that gypsum has a water content that anhydrite does not. In fact, anhydrite is anhydra, which means without water. So there's the difference there. Some of the specimens on Angelite does fluoresce. I had somebody who was posting recently in a group, and they thought they had aragonite, and their specimens fluoresced. Yeah, sometimes these little babies will. Let's see. Their hardness level for anhydrite and for Angelite is 3.5, which if you try and do scratch tests, you're going to find that Celestite is also a 3 to 3.5 hardness wise. So a scratch test isn't going to help as much. A scratch test, the Anhydrite and the Angelite are going to scratch a white to a light gray, whereas Celestite's going to scratch white. So that's not going to really help us much either. This is more of a visual, which I showed you the Anhydrite. This is a raw Angelite. I'm going to bring this up here with this one so you guys can see the difference. You notice it grows in nodules, I believe is the phrase. It does not grow in those pretty points that we know and expect from Celestite. So, notice the difference, and I'm going to bring in this little mix here. See how different the growths are? See, most of us can recognize them in their raw form at the very least. It's more the tumbles that get confused, but like I said, this video is more to correct the misconception that they are the same stone, because they are nowhere near. Anhydrite, Angelite, is a calcium sulfate, whereas Celestite, also known as Celestine, is a strontium. I probably am not... Strontium. There we go. Pretty close anyway. It's a strontium sulfate. Please forgive me if I mispronounce things. I am better at spelling than I am at pronouncing. So, Some of the most beautiful celestites that you can find come from Madagascar, whereas the Angelites come from Peru. So, from Madagascar, you're going to find the gorgeous deeper blue. And you'll notice their matrix, usually you find celestite in its raw form because it's just so gorgeous. And the matrix that it comes on is a sedimentary rock, usually limestone. And you'll notice also, let's see, maybe you can notice that they are semi-transparent. Let me move the camera up in the light box. There we go. So you can see the transparency in that one. Let me compare Celestite versus Angelite. Notice definitely a huge difference. You're going to have the translucence of the Celestite, whereas the Angelite is not. It's opaque. So let's move you guys back down. There we go. Almost. There. I want to make sure to show so you can see the variations of them. Side by side, the coloring difference, the transparency. Now, that's the difference of those. I do know that people are going to say, well, what about calcite? Blue calcite can look quite similar. I grabbed one piece. I will do a video that compares it separately. But I get a lot of people who try and think that blue calcite, and they will have a blue calcite and think that, oh, I got celestite. You're not going to find bigger celestite very often tumbled because it is such a soft stone. Now, calcite's soft as well, but not quite as soft. And even then, if you've noticed, I've actually got some of this that's breaking off just by the lightly handling it. If you have a raw piece, you know how sensitive they are and how fragile. So, in considering how they grow, you very rarely are going to find bigger pieces, let alone spheres, unless you find them in the geode form like this. So that's just a quick bit for the blue calcite, but I will do a video that compares that with celestite for you. Until then, I hope that this helps. I know it's a lot of garbled information for you, but here you go. So I hope you like it. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/crystalguidance. Make sure to please give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to shooting the next crystal comparison video for you. So much love and crystal blessings.